Hi everybody, welcome back. Angela Romero here with Superior Body Transformation and Ayurveda and a Superior Life. Okay, so tonight is video 6, I believe, maybe 7. But we are talking about, or I am talking about tonight, is the Kapha. So Ayurveda believes that our body is governed by energy forces or doshas. And we went over Vata and Pitta, and tonight we're going to be talking about Kapha. So just to reiterate a little bit, the Vata, there's 5 Pancha Mahabhutas, or 5 elements. There's Akasha, or space, or people call it ether. There's wind, or Vayu. There's Teja, or Agni, or fire. There's Apa, or up, people may call it, or water. And then there's Prithvi, which is also known as earth. So Vata is the space and the air put together, which is, I'm mostly Vata, and I've been working on controlling my Vata. And then Pitta is made of fire and water. Pitta is what I have next to me. So I have quite a lot of Pitta in myself as well. And the last one is Kapha. Kapha is made of water and earth. So if you think of a kapha in your body, it's things that are stabilizing your body or holding you together. Things like your bones, your muscles, your ligaments. This helps with the whole structure of your body. So this is also our fat or our adipose tissue in the body. So Kapha in the body is the upper part of the body. The Pitta is the middle part or your stomach area, and the Vata area is in the lower part of your body. That's a whole nother video, but just a really quick tidbit on that part there. Okay, so Kapha, since it's made of earth and water, we think of things that are a little bit more grounding and cooling. So the Kapha also, I don't know what I keep wanting to say Vata. The Kapha also helps to govern your immune system. So a couple qualities of a Kapha would be people that are warm-hearted, people that have a steady mind, people that have a really great memory. They're a little bit slow moving. They're normally cold or soft, cold skinned to the touch. They're very steady. They may be a little bit more on the oily side. And they may be on the heavier side just a little bit slightly, or tend to have that capability of being on the heavier side. It's harder for a Kapha person to lose weight and easy for them to put on weight, harder for them to get the weight off. Their speech is normally a little bit slower and more calm and just very steady. They're very warm-hearted. They're the big lovers, the big teddy bears. We love our Kapha people. Kaphas tend to have large, soft eyes. They love their sleep. They have a regular digestion, so you're very good with your bowel movements. You go quite often, and they're pretty good and solid and well formed. You're very thoughtful and loving. You're consistent. You like that consistent routine. You normally have beautiful skin, and you have luscious, thick, beautiful hair, and you're very calm and you're supportive. So you may be Kapha if you find yourself sluggish. You may be Kapha if you find it hard for you to lose weight, but easy for you to gain weight. You may be Kapha if you can get allergies pretty often or easily, or if you tend to get asthma. That also is a Kapha tendency, or so upper respiratory issues is Kapha issues. In stress or the mental imbalance of Kapha comes out in a depression. So you tend to be reclusive and just kind of like steer clear of things. You just want to like hide away. That's the Kapha person. They tend to have a fluid retention. So in their calves or their ankles or wherever they have inflammation, they normally tend to have fluid buildup in that area. And the Kapha person also might get diabetes. So that is a couple things that the Kapha person. So the Kapha, since I talked before, the Kapha person at a party, they're the person who kind of sits and they just chill. They chill in one spot that they feel comfortable in, and people tend to normally come to the Kapha person. And the Kapha person is the listener. So they're the ones who really, they're always listening and taking in everybody else's stories and everybody else's problems, and they don't tend to put their own stuff out there much. So because they're reclusive, or when something happens to a Kapha person mentally and emotionally, they tend to just kind of um, step away from the crowd and just do their own thing, um, and not come out. So in order for the Kapha person to get back out and something to help somebody who's Kapha overload or Kapha imbalance, is you need a push. So you need somebody to push you to get out of that sluggish routine and to get back into a routine. So once the Kapha person is going, they'll continue to keep on going, but it's hard for them to get that first steps going. A workout routine for a Kapha might be something like a vigorous exercise, such as like bicycling, swimming, running. I know these are things you're like, oh my God, is she crazy? I am not going to do that. But honestly, you might actually like it. Once you get going on it, it's something that you'll probably really enjoy. So if you think of a Kapha that's heavier and you want to do things that are opposite of that, so you really want to try to get that metabolism revved up and get your heart rate going to try to get rid of that adipose tissue that you're holding on to, so you can lighten up and get rid of the fluid retention and just clear the lungs out. So those are things that you might want to do if you're Kapha in balance. So you need to get stimulation, new sights, new sounds, experience new things, whether you want to or don't want to. Once you start to, you'll probably end up liking it. You should avoid naps in the middle of the day. You should stay warm, and you might want to do a dry massage instead of an oil massage. But if you do oil massage, Abhyanga, you might want to choose a hot oil like a mustard oil, or a sesame oil. And on the stomach area, if this was my stomach, you want to go in the opposite direction of the digestion. So normally would go in the clockwise, you want to go in a counterclockwise direction. So a dry massage is called a Garshana. I have that on the note. So you want to clean your space and get rid of the clutter, because Kapha people tend to hold on to a lot of things of emotional stability. So things that have been given to them, everything has a value. Oh, this was from that one time I went to this place, and oh, but I remember so-and-so gave this to me. So you tend to hold on to a lot of knicky-knacks and cluttery things that are all of value and importance to you, but it may be cluttering up your space. And then you want to get that rigorous fitness routine in. Some scents that might be stimulating for you, some aromas that would be good is clove, camphor, cinnamon, eucalyptus, juniper, and marjoram. What else is always good? There's always a frankincense and a lime. Those are pretty stimulating. Colors like a yellow or orange, brighter colors are stimulating for you. You want to think about opposite foods, so foods that are going to balance you out. So you want to think of light, cold, dry foods, not necessarily salads per se, but lighter foods. You want to think, so like more vegetables, just try to mostly in the vegetable family. And you might want to think about fasting 1 day a week. So maybe that's a juicing fast, or a stew or soup that's kind of blended up. Sorry, right here. My battery's low. So you want to stick with the juicing of vegetables and little low fruits on that day. Reduce sweet, sour, and salty. Favor pungent, bitter, and astringent foods. And reduce dairy, or do it in small amounts, or maybe just reduce it to things like with ghee. So we talked about reducing dairy. Maybe, hot ginger tea. So ginger is really good for the Kapha person. Or if you were to take ginger and slice it up and squeeze lime on top of it before your meal, or when you're starting to cook your meal, then so when you're starting to cook your meal and then you eat it right before you eat your food, then that'll help you with your digestion. So, or if you even took a radish, you know how they take radishes and slice them, and you could squeeze the lime on top of the radish, maybe a little bit of salt. You eat that before you eat your meal, and it'll help you with digestion. It'll help just to burn off the excess. So the hot ginger tea, drink that throughout the day, drink that with your meal, reduce things like nuts, reduce things like avocados, try to not have bananas in the morning. Cinnamon in the morning is really good for the kapha person because it helps to just start to melt the fat, melt the fat, cinnamon and nutmeg. So if you were to add that into your oatmeal or your hot porridge in the morning, that's something that's really good for you. So I hope that these tips, these are just a few tips of the kapha person, talking about the kapha person and how, if you may be kapha, how to avoid it and how to put yourself back in a balance. I'll be doing more detailed videos later in the future, but for now, this is just a quick little tidbits just to get your mind kind of going. I don't want to overwhelm you on anything. So, all right, you guys, peace and love, make it an amazing one. I hope some of these tips will help you live the superior life that you are meant to live. All right, talk to you later. Bye for now.